Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Son, Ba'ashem Recha Kadash, in the name of the Holy Spirit, in the ancient Hebrew. Double honors to the apostles and elders that are at Millstone that rule well, and salutations and blessings unto the hopeful elect. I wanted to go into this simulation of a nuclear strike on London that was generated by this pro-Putin channel, okay? And to show you how that spirit of World War III is being mustered, okay? We'll start off in Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And that's in reference to World War III, okay? We hear the rhetoric, the narrative of this global conflict. We keep hearing this on all fronts, okay? As the Most High is thrusting the world into this, all right? It says, World War III is approaching. Pro-Putin channel simulates a massive nuclear strike on London. It would instantly vaporize 850,000 people. And that's reminiscent of the scripture that speaks of their tongue being consumed and their eyes, okay? When you go into it being vaporized. Because that's what these missiles, that's what the destruction ability, if you will, that's how it fucking destroys you. It vaporizes you, okay? This is in Zechariah 14 and 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Okay? Focusing on the literal of this, their flesh being fucking consumed, they will be vaporized. All right, especially them that are in the blast radius of these missiles, okay, which are the weapons of the Heavenly Father's indignation. Whenever the masses of the people, whenever you heard about the flood, which is known as the first death, the people, they know a little bit of something about the flood, right? But a lot of these, surface level Christians and even motherfucking atheists and agnostics, they have the knowledge that this place is going to be consumed with fire, okay? Something about them knows that deep down, whether they've heard it from, different scholarly sources growing up in school, right? Or whatever it might be. This is like, this is like something that's established, right? But they think the whole planet is going to be burned and nothing left, and it'll be the end of the world, okay? But the fucking people know that a fire is going to destroy this fucking place, right? They even know the fact that the Most High said he wouldn't destroy it with water, likened to, let's go in there, because I was in that, just scoped that out. Try to be brief. I believe this is in Isaiah. Is it Isaiah 54? Isaiah 54 and 9, it says, For this is as the waters of Noah unto me. For as I have sworn that the waters of Noah should no more go over the earth, so have I sworn that I would not be wroth with thee, nor rebuke thee. And then jumping down to 16, it says, Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. Okay. And ultimately, it's the Yahweh Shem Yahushai's work. This is his plan, his blueprint for how the course of events of the world was going to go. And he set up the culmination, which is the culmination is the peak or the climax of this story of the end of Esau Edom's reign, the so-called fucking white man and the heathen nations' reign over the earth. It was going to end in thermonuclear fire. Okay, this was his work, for this destruction to come about with fire. Okay. And we know the engine, the method of that fire is going to be through these missiles. Okay. But the people, they know that a fire is going to blaze this fucking place. All right. And they will be vaporized, going back into them that are in the blast radius. Okay. Within whatever several miles of a circumference, if you will, right? The circumference of how far that the blast is. Well, it's a radius. It's a radius, right? That blast radius but it's from the center point is the what they call ground zero, the point of impact, okay, of the missile. That, some of them hit the impact and some of them explode above the ground, but that's considered ground zero. And from that point, the blast protrudes out from that, from every single direction, and it's known as in the scriptures, the besom of destruction, the sweeping effect. All right, and it's straight up a wave of devastation that pretty much dematerializes everything in its path. It breaks it up. It breaks it down to the elements, man. Okay, and that's, go ahead and peep this one more time. In Zechariah 14:12, that this is the way that their flesh will be consumed while they stand upon their feet, man. Okay. What did Sarah Connor say? And that was all prophetic. Okay, that was straight up just art imitating life of a man who was given a vision by the Most High of this destruction. Okay, and he depicted it in a movie. What did the bitch say? That character, that figures that look like burnt paper, black, not moving, and then the blast comes and blows them apart like leaves. Okay? This is going into this little article. It says, this is the simulation, right, for the nuclear strike on London. That fucking bright flash, all right? And then it renders the entire landmass uninhabitable. And it sends ionizing radiation throughout the land that makes the area unlivable, and anybody who's within that area, it's unfucking survivable. All right, just come talk to me about the motherfuckers, the first responders at Chernobyl. Okay, some of them that simply just picked up the debris of the shit that after the explosion of that nuclear reactor, right? Because it was it's that same element, that same fucking element, uranium, that's used to the missiles these Edomites use to power their cities. But they just control that nuclear reaction within the reactor. All right. But when that fucker exploded, it exposed all that ionizing radiation. And of course, the core that exploded in that fucking reactor blew all the debris out of the building that the reactor was in. And then you had the fire department, the first responders come through and try to clean it up. And even through their heavy radiation repellent equipment and PPE, they still fucking, all those motherfuckers dropped dead and suffered fucking horrific deaths. All right. I believe it said like your fucking blood vessels and ventricles and veins, they fucking start to burst open. Okay. After so many days of that radiation, that ionizing radiation fucking you up to the core. All right. This is nothing to play with. These indeed are a horrific weapon, okay, of mass destruction that came from the mind of the Most High. All right. Why would they say this too? That there's a specter, that there's a dark looming spirit that the people know about. You can feel it in their fucking bones as creations of the Most High. You could, the people fucking know. But scope the specter. A specter is something widely feared as a possible unpleasant or dangerous occurrence, like the specter of a nuclear holocaust. That being the main example, because that's that dark fucking cloud that it's almost like an expectation, right? That they know it's going down. Well, let's continue. And a Russian television channel loyal to Vladimir Putin has simulated a massive nuclear strike on London, and needless to say, the consequences would be absolutely devastating. In the propaganda video released by Sargrat TV, a massive nuclear warhead is showing striking the British capital in an attack that would immediately kill 850,000 and injure around 2 million others. The English language voiceover explains a nuclear weapon explodes over London. In this documentary, we explore the devastating consequences of this catastrophe. In the simulation, we will use a warhead with the yield of 750 kilotons. That's a pretty powerful charge. Upon detonation, a fireball as hot as the sun rapidly expands, reaching a radius of 950 meters, which is 1,000 yards. Okay? Anything trapped inside the fireball is instantly vaporized. And that's that blast radius that protrudes from ground zero, from the point of impact. Okay? It just fucking dematerializes everything in its path. Right? In our simulation, the epicenter of the explosion is at Westminster. People within that radius won't even feel anything because the nerve impulse transmission speed is slower. All right, but what is above, what can affect, what entity can affect the nerve impulse transmission speed? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, he can actually speed that up or slow it down as he sees fit. Okay. Meaning he could speed it up or slow it down. He can cause you to feel it more or less. Okay. An example of that is Stephen getting fucking stoned. It says, within 5 kilometers, 3 miles of the epicenter of the blast radius, city of London, Camden Town, Kensington, Brixton, these areas will receive the most destruction. Fuck, so that's a 3-mile fucking blast radius. See? A ticker on the screen counts up the total number of fatalities, eventually maxing out at 850 deaths. The narrator continues, America first, let's see, no, that's a side article. It says, buildings will be destroyed and debris will fill the streets, creating extremely dangerous conditions for everyone in the vicinity. Given the population density in central London, the initial death toll could exceed 250,000 people and around 600,000 injured. Okay, within a radius of 6.25 miles. The radiation will cause third-degree burns within that radius. Anything that can burn will catch fire. Con. These, as we mentioned, the at different times, the apostles on down, that these nuclear explosions are going to cause subsequent blasts, subsequent explosions. It says, what is that? Gas stations, automobiles, power substations, gas infrastructure. Fuck. See that? So this place is like a bomb on a bomb. Those are going to be nuclear bombs on top of fucking, you know, this place was it's fucking insane. It says explosive facilities will explode and amplify the effect of the devastation over a huge area, including areas from Camden to Greenwich and Islington to Wandsworth. Okay. The movie was tweeted out by the Moscow News. All right, let's get into this. Fears of nuclear war are at their highest since the Cold War, as the UK. So that means they're the highest ever, all right? Because the Cold War was the only other time when there was any type of arms race, nuclear arms race, if you will. It says, since the Cold War, as the UK, Europe, and the United States have green-lighted the use of their weapons against the Russian mainland. Earlier this month, Putin said that the use of long-range missiles against Russian targets would mean that NATO is officially at war with Russia, as opposed to the proxy conflict currently being fought through Ukraine. Okay. It says, okay, that's just the tweet, or whatever that is. Yeah, that's the post. World War III watch. Putin warns authorization to fire long-range missiles deep inside Russia will mean NATO is at war with Russia. Okay, and there you fucking have it. This third world war is approaching swiftly. Okay. This is Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Okay, this day that this place is fucking reserved into fire, the fire that is gonna fucking torch multiple places upon this planet. Okay, so devastating that the whole earth is gonna feel this. All right. This is in Isaiah 24:20. It says, the earth shall reel. Slovakia started. We'll go ahead and start at the 19th verse. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. And what did this? was these missiles. Okay, yes, you will have some zones and some parts of this earth that won't be touched by the missiles, but they will still feel an effect. And there's not going to be like a full unscathed area on the planet that won't touch some of the plagues, meaning it won't be completely unscathed. Some will not be torched by missiles, but who's to say what effects of the missiles they feel? But then, even before that, what was promised to the entire world was the different methods and forms of destruction that the Most High is going to come with, even preceding the fire, okay? The chariot fire and the missiles. These places, the entire earth is going to be faced with societal collapse. And that's going to include all the things that entails. Fucking pillaging, people going at each other's throats, killing each other, motherfucking wars, race wars, right? Class wars. Okay. The teeth of wild beasts, the natural disasters. Okay. It's going to be a hefty fucking package of different destructive calamities that these people are going to have to unpack and deal with. Okay, they're going to know them they're going to know them like the back of their hand. All right, that's how familiarized with death and destruction and loss and pain that these people are going to be. All right. It says, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. It shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Going into the powers, the kings of the earth, right? It shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. Okay, so there it is. That's what shall fall and not rise again. These heathen rulerships. Okay, that ended with Esau, Edom. Okay, for Esau is the end of the world. That was the last heathen rulership before the eternal righteous kingdom that's set. Okay. This is in Joel 2. All right. And 3, it says, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. This is going into the missiles that are likened unto an army. It says, the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. All right, and there was a fire depiction of this. Fire, no pun intended, depiction of this in the knowing. And we know it's not going to be through the sun burning shit up. But let me scope this out if I could pull this up. The knowing. Let's see. Let's see. The fire scene. The destruction scene. It's 1 minute. All right, perfect. You'll get, this is a good depiction of it being as a Garden of Eden before it and a desolate wilderness behind. You're going to see. We'll just show it. There it is. Garden of Eden before it, and behind it a desolate wilderness. Boom. Okay, and it's gonna zoom out so you could see it like from the bird's eye view. Woo! Let's go. There it is. Bird's eye view of that blast radius. It's fucking chewing through the grid. Okay. That was it right there. Before them, the Garden of Eden, and behind, a desolate wilderness. Fucking A. All right. There you go. And that's the weapons of his indignation. It says the appearance of them. It says the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. And this is heavy, going back into verse 3, and nothing shall escape them. All right. So in certain areas where these things are going to be exploded, where they're going to be detonated, no flesh can escape from that. Whether they're in a bunker, in an underwater submersible, okay. Nobody off the coast, say of fucking Malibu, or the goddamn Dockweiler, or fucking Seal Beach off the coast is going to survive, okay? In a motherfucking submarine or some shit, all right? These things are gonna cook some water, bodies of water and shit, all right? It says, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on top of mountains, so shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Okay, let's check it out. It says, they shall run, Slakia, before their face the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. All right, because the people are gonna be fucking devastated when they see these things in the sky. All right, when they get the alert that these things have been deployed, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one of his way on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city, and they shall run upon the wall, and they shall climb up the houses, and they shall enter into the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble. All right. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining, going into that nuclear holocaust. All right. It's going to cause that nuclear winter. All right. That's going to straight up blot out that stratosphere. Okay. Block that fucker out, because of the heavens are going to be packed out with the smoke of Babylon's burning, and these subsequent nations that are going to get fucking torched. All right, and imagine it's going to be all these people's flesh is just going to, that's going to be burned and consumed. It's just going to be risen up into the heavens, and it's going to be like, imagine, it's that what savor, what type of smell that's going to be for the Most High. It's going to be delightful to him. Okay? Because this is going to appease his wrath to destroy the masses of these fucking people, man. We're willing we be saved up out of this thing. It says, And Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of Yahweh is great and very terrible. Who shall abide it? And this is the time we're coming into, man. This is the time of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, of his terror. Okay? This is in Job 20 and 26. It says, Slakia, we'll start at 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall, tears over upon him. Okay. The body is what is drawn out of the body. This sword, this glittering sword that's drawn out of the body, is the thermonuclear missiles that are deployed and shot out of the missile silo. Okay, that's likened to the sheath of the arrow, or the quiver, Shalakia, of the arrow. All right, or really closer to like a catapult, because a sheath is like the storage pouch. Okay, the quiver is like the storage pouch. Okay, but in a catapult, when whatever that projectile is in position, it's in a position to be shot. Okay, and that's what the silos, this body that it's likening to. All right, this body that it's mentioning that it's going to come out of. All right, all darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. All right, and this fire that consumes and destroys in these thermonuclear missiles is not a traditional fire. Okay, it's the elements that are on fire. Okay, it's that ionizing radiation. Okay, it's a nuclear reaction. See, nuclear fission, and why the fuck not just briefly go into that. Nuclear fission of missiles, of the ICBMs in fission weapons. A mass of fissile material, which is enriched uranium or plutonium, is forced into supercriticality, allowing an exponential growth of nuclear chain reactions, either by shooting one piece of subcritical material into another, the gun method, or by compression of a subcritical sphere or cylinder. All right. So basically, they have that nuclear reaction. They have that highly destructive material, uranium, within the warheads, right? And it's a contained nuclear reaction, and when the thing detonates, it releases that energy. Okay. Pretty much those uranium atoms fucking colliding against each other and causing a massive fucking explosion, a release of energy. Okay. So it's not even like like active live fire, so to speak. All right. It's in another form. And the Most High is the one that put this this technology in the minds of the ones that created them. We just read that in Isaiah 54, and was it Isaiah, Salakia, or was it Jeremiah? Yeah, no, it was in Isaiah 54 and 16, right? That the Most High created the coal. He created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. Okay, so this came from the Most High. These weapons of his indignation. Let's go ahead and jump into that real quick. Real quick in Job 18 and 15. It shall dwell in its tabernacle, because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. And this brimstone is in reference to the nuclear missiles. Okay? That same fire and brimstone that was rained upon Sodom and the neighboring cities indeed was the heavenly nuclear holocaust, if you will. All right? It was that same technology, that same method of destruction that we just went into. But it was in the ancient day, and it wasn't through the method of a weapon. Okay, it was through the Most High's divine way, and only the Most High knows shit. It could have been, but really, it was just straight direct strikes from the Heavenly Father. Okay, you can imagine it was that just imagine the fire and brimstone, right? That nuclear reaction, but not within wonder what kind of metal. All right, let's see what kind of metal they used to make. Of metal is used to make nukes. To make nukes. What is used in the construction of nukes? What is the body? All right, we know it's used through that the propulsion, right? Rocket propulsion. Let's see. Slovakia. Let's see. Slovakia, let's check this out. Let's see. What is the body of a nuke made of? The shell. Well, they're not going to tell us. It's fucking crazy. All right, let's see. Slovakia, let me scope this out. This is a goddamn H-bomb. Oh, fucking A. And this was the older ones. Okay. So the straight up case, the casing, the actual body is even made out of fucking uranium. Okay? So a uranium case. So that just fucking increases the blast potential, the destruction capacity of the shit. Okay? Let's see. One last thing. Let's scope out. Okay. This is a hard metal casing. It doesn't specify. But it, like it says in Revelation, let's see, it says with their heads they do hurt. Let's see, because the warhead is the thing that destroys. This is in Revelation 9 and 19, and this is another breakdown for the thermonuclear missiles, man. For their power is in their mouth and their tails, and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents, and their heads, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. Because the power is propelled with jet propulsion, rocket propulsion, right? That is propelling that payload, which the payload is whatever it's fucking carrying. And the payload is a warhead, or multiple warheads, all right, of that uranium, okay, that nuclear fission, that ultimate nuclear reaction that is being contained, that is being contained to in order to be let out. All right. With their, it says they had heads, and with them they do hurt. Those are the warheads. Okay. So going back to finish that off, Salakia, for the fucking prolong, that brimstone is the same, these missiles are the same technology that the Heavenly Father used to bomb Sodom and the neighboring cities, man. All right? But it's just in this new modern technological form. All right? This is Isaiah 34 and 4. It says, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down. What is this in reference to, man? Okay? This is the prophecy of these missiles being deployed. Okay? And the prophet saw the heavens rolled together as a scroll, man. Okay, that's the mushroom cloud, and the subsequent, you could say the subsequent smoke, all right? And whatever shit that gets released when these fucking missiles are fucking shot off, all right? Waslakia, when they make their fucking impact, all right? And all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. All right, because these missiles, especially the ones that are intercontinental and not hypersonic, meaning the ones that you put in a target, you put in a destination, and it'll travel that certain trajectory that you map out. But the hypersonic ones are highly maneuverable. Okay, and that's what you could attribute that Joel, the second chapter, to, that none shall break their ranks, none shall thrust each other through, and no, pretty much none of them shall be pierced. Let's fucking get that again. Salakia. Joel 2:7. They shall not, right at the end, it says, they shall not break their ranks, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone on his path, and when they shall fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. So no other projectile that tries to shoot it down is going to be successful. And one thing that you can attribute that ability to is the 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 features that the hypersonic missile has, that those things are highly fucking maneuverable, okay, in flight, during mid-flight, all right, so they can evade missile defense systems, all right, and regardless, even the ones where they map out the course and plug in the motherfucking coordinates, those are gonna reach target as well, okay, the Most High Spirit being in these things. All right, this is back in Isaiah 34:4. In the last stanza, it says, as a leaf falls off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. So going into the missiles that they map and put in the fucking coordinates for, that trajectory is not straight down, okay? It's got a looping effect. Not so much a looping arch, if you will, an arc, and like an arching effect, you know, like when you shoot a fucking basketball. It's ideal that you put arc in the shot, right? And it comes down like it leaves your fingers, it leaves the hand, and then it goes up in an arcing type trajectory. All right, well, that's just like the missiles, they are shot up from their silo, from the, from the departure point, and then it's shot up into the sky, and it leaves the Earth's atmosphere, okay, in some instances. But for all of them that are shot in this manner, that are going to be following a certain coordinates, they are shot high up in the fucking sky, and then they come down, and that's just as that arcing trajectory is just as a fig falls, and it's the spirit, because we had these family friends that had a fig tree above their house, that whenever the figs fell, it didn't fall right down where right below where the branches of the figs were, okay? It didn't fall. The figs fell like a good, several feet from the branch. From, if you were to take like a fucking string from where the figs were and put it in a straight line down, that's not where the figs fell. The figs fell, several feet away from that point, showing you that figs, they don't fall straight fucking down. They've got that arcing trajectory. All right. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. And that's those missiles that are shot from the silo. Okay. And they have that arcing trajectory. But what happens when they're shot? They go up high into the Earth's atmosphere. Okay. And then they come down upon their target. And what also does that do? It reduces the distance, and what it really does is, because the higher you go like that, it will reduce the travel time. That's why these things, they've gotten them down to 20, 30 fucking minutes from the other side of the Earth, okay, to reach its targets. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. And what sword can be bathed in heaven? Showing you what these things are. The men of the Most High that saw these things, they saw them in the sky, fucking flying, a sword flying, okay? a glittering sword, we just heard it as. What else did we read? It said that their tails were like serpents. Okay. It says, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. And we kept reading in Job how it would be scattered upon his brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. The him is Esau, Edom. Okay, fucking devil the Bible speaks of, so-called Caucasian, so-called white man. Okay, this is the end of his world and the end of heathen rulership. All right. And finishing off, this is what truly is what we seek for. All right. We're not supposed to be looking for the day when our fucking seeds graduate school, or look for the day when you get to retire from your fucking career in Babylon, or look for the day when you get that down payment for that fucking house with the picket fence. Okay? The only thing that we should be looking for is this day, the day that shall burn as an oven. All right? And why? Because that's the end of hell. That place that you thought you were gonna fucking go to and burn and get poked all day by a red man with a pitchfork. That's where we're here. We're there right fucking now. You just don't know it. All right, and you do. You know it, but you don't. You know, it'll come to your mind. It'll be clear in the kingdom when you look back on the shit. All right. This was that fucking hell. So we look to be loosed, we hasten to be loosed from this shit. All right. And we rejoice at the, basically the different events, the current events that are taking place that are moving us to this point. Okay. It says, 2 Peter 3:12, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Okay? So this is the primary thing that fucking excites us, man. All right? When we see any type of news and coverage and this thing drawing nigh, okay, of the heavens being on fire, of this place, the day that this place is reserved unto, fucking fire, man. All right, and that fervent heat being that nuclear fire, man, that thermonuclear fucking fire. All right, that's what we look for and hasten into. Okay, so with that, we want to thank Yahweh Shem Yahushai eternally and give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakha Kadash. All right, the water for bringing your word to pass. Shalom.